Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another coach video tip from Building Champions. My name's Dan Foster. I'm one of the vice presidents and executive coaches here at Building Champions. And today we get to hear from executive coach Genena Armstrong. Genena, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Dan, for inviting me. And you are just one of my favorite people.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I love working with you.
Good. Well, we love working with you, and thank you for sharing just some coaching tips with our tribe today. We want to talk about just the importance of being a lifelong learner. And I know that you recently decided to go back to school. You're getting your master's. So tell us a little bit about what you're studying and why that is so important for you.
Yes. So I'm breathing because I cannot believe that I went back to school. OMG, Dan, I am in school. And you know what's interesting is I celebrated my 50th birthday and decided that I would commit to completing my master's that I started before our kids were born. And we're empty nesters now, my husband and I. So I said, you know what, I'm going to major in something that I have a passion for, which is women in leadership.
Great.
So I investigated the programs in various schools, and I found a program that is phenomenal. It fits exactly what I'm looking for, which is women in leadership, and it's out of the Department of Languages, Literature, and Philosophy.
Wow.
So yes, I have a huge passion for just learning, right?
Yeah.
If you don't use your brain cells, I hear you lose them. So
That's right. Use them or lose them. So
Yep.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm so glad that you're doing that. And I'm super excited to see everything that you're able to bring to Building Champions, that you're learning about women in leadership and the thought leadership that's going to add to your one-on-one coaching, our team days, and just us as an organization. So thank you for doing that.
Yes.
One of our core beliefs at Building Champions is that leadership is a journey, and that successful leaders know that they've never truly arrived, and that they're humble enough to admit that there's always room to grow, there's always room to improve, there's always room to learn. And so I love that you're doing that, but I also know that you get to engage leaders all over the country through your coaching. And so I'd love to hear, what are some areas of leadership that you're encouraging your clients to dive into, learn more about, and just improve in right now?
Yeah, that's really an interesting question, Dan, because there are a variety of topics depending on the client, right? Depending on the industry and where they are in the country. And I know that in particular, we have at Building Champions this motto, stay humble and stay hungry, right? And sometimes in staying humble, we don't advocate for ourselves. So that's where, from a leadership standpoint, particularly with our women in leadership, that we struggle. And so I love being able to talk through some of the areas like imposter syndrome, like executive presence, and really tapping into what are their passions from a leadership standpoint. And especially for women who are at those higher levels, they feel like, well, where am I going? What else is left? And so there's so much to learn out there and share.
That's so great. That's wonderful. And I'm so excited that the women that you coach have you in their corner, helping them with that. That's awesome. That's wonderful. So okay, so I know leaders, they're extremely busy. And here we are telling them to be lifelong learners. So what is maybe a coaching tip or two that you can give our listeners today that would help them to really be those lifelong learners? What are some things they can do in their busy schedule to make sure that they're taking time for learning?
Well, I first want to say, for me, I thought, gosh, I have so many things going on in my life, and where am I going to find the time to go to school, right? I'm coaching and I've got all these outside activities. And so, but you know what? You make it a priority. And I made it a priority, and I am using the time, Dan, during the time that I normally would watch Netflix.
There you go.
And so I'm not kidding. You had to look at your schedule and think, where can I really be more productive? And I still watch Netflix, right? But I just use some of that time to study. And this is, this is week 4 for me, and
Ah,
I'm in my groove.
yeah.
And so I would say there's so many things, like you can listen to podcasts like this
Yep.
podcast.
Yep.
You can, even while you're working out, right?
Yes.
You can even listen to books on tape in the car.
Yep.
You can even audit a class,
Yeah.
right? So I'm paying for my class, but there are schools out there that they have classes you can audit. So you literally can
Yes.
sit in and listen and learn and don't have to be graded.
Yeah.
So there's just so much that you can do.
That's great. I love it. I love it. The key that you said right there is make it a priority, be intentional. And sometimes you have to choose to say no to something that you love, like
Yeah,
Netflix, that great show, but
yeah.
you spend maybe 15, 20 minutes instead reading, listening to something,
Mhm.
and you get that learning piece in, and then you can go back to the
Right,
Netflix show.
right,
So
right, exactly.
well,
Yeah,
Genena, thank you. This has been great. Folks,
yes.
if you want to learn more about Coach Genena and how she's helping leaders like you live and lead with purpose, check out our website at buildingchampions.com. Look for her profile, or you can check her out on LinkedIn. She's there. She's active on social media, posting wonderful things. So look for her there. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching. And Genena, thank you again.
Thank
Really appreciate you
you.
being with us.
Thank you, Dan.
You bet. We'll see you soon, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Bye.